Before the crown princess could raise her hand again, the heavy oak doors were kicked open. Crown Prince Li Junting stood in the threshold, his tall, powerful frame casting a terrifying shadow. His dark eyes locked onto the red marks on Si Hua's face, and the temperature in the room plummeted. "Your Highness," the crown princess said, puffing out her chest, though her voice shook, "I am merely disciplining." Li Junting moved with blinding speed. He shoved the two maids away from Si Hua, sending them crashing to the floor. He turned to his crown princess, his large hand snapping out to grip her chin in a vice-like hold. He leaned in close, his voice a lethal, quiet whisper. "Who gave you permission to touch what is mine?"
"You do not fear the Emperor's wrath?"
She choked out, tears of pain pricking her eyes. Li Junting remained entirely unfazed.
"Heavens themselves could not take him from me!"
he murmured darkly. With a violent shove, he pushed her backward. She staggered, crying out as her servants scrambled to catch her before she hit the floor. Humiliated and terrified, she turned and fled the room, her maids trailing behind her. The room fell into a heavy, oppressive silence. Junting knelt before Si Hua. He produced a small porcelain jar of medicinal ointment and gently, almost agonizingly slowly, began to apply the cool salve to the stinging red marks on Si Hua's cheeks. But as his thumb brushed Si Hua's skin, the prince's jaw tightened. The quiet fury inside him boiled over. He stood up abruptly, his voice echoing with absolute authority.
"Guards! Drag her back here immediately!"
Moments later, the crown princess was dragged back into the chamber, struggling and sobbing. Junting did not even look at her. He stared only at Si Hua. "I do not lay my hands on women," the prince said coldly. "But harming what I own is the same as defying my authority, and so you all receive punishment as fit." He gestured to a female servant standing by the door. "Slap her, until I say stop." The room gasped. To have a servant strike the crown princess was the ultimate degradation. Smack, smack. The sharp sounds echoed as the princess was struck repeatedly. "Stop! Stop!" The crown princess shrieked, tears ruining her makeup. She looked at Junting with wild, desperate eyes. "I love you. What magic did this creature use to seduce you? He is a man. What pleasure can a fellow man bring you that is better than a woman's warm and soft embrace?" If you had slept with the lowest maid in the palace, it would be less of an insult to me. He is a freak. Junting's eyes narrowed into dark, dangerous slits. "Silence her," he commanded. "Guards, take her to the cold palace. Let her reflect." "Your Highness, no, you cannot. I am your wife," she screamed as the guards dragged her away, her wails fading down the long corridors. Si Hua sat frozen, his heart hammering against his ribs in sheer panic. The cold palace. The emperor would definitely find out now. The scandal would erupt. My father, Si Mei, They will be slaughtered because of me. As Junting returned to the bed, reaching out to apply the medicine once more, something inside Si Hua splintered. The grief for Lien, the terror for his family, the sheer, crushing weight of his captivity all collided into a blind panic. He violently struck the prince's hand away. The porcelain jar hit the floor, shattering into a dozen jagged pieces. The sharp sound echoed like a gunshot. "Don't touch me!" Si Hua screamed, scrambling backward until his spine hit the carved wooden headboard. His chest heaved, pulling in jagged, desperate breaths. Tears spilled over his bruised cheeks, soaking into his silken collar. "Let me go. I wanted none of this. Why me? Why are you doing this to me?" Junting remained perfectly still, kneeling amidst the shattered porcelain. Only the slight, dangerous narrowing of his eyes betrayed the storm brewing beneath. "I've given you what you want." Si Hua's voice cracked, raw and broken. He clutched his own robes, his knuckles turning white. "I've given myself to you. Is it not enough? Why must you destroy everything and everyone I love?" The air pressure in the room seemed to drop. Junting rose slowly to his full, towering height. The shadows of the chamber seemed to stretch and cling to his broad shoulders. Smack! The prince's hand struck Si Hua's cheek. It wasn't a slap born of chaotic jealousy like the princess's. It was deliberate, heavy, and absolute, snapping Si Hua's head to the side. Before the stinging pain could even register, Junting lunged. A massive, inescapable weight crashed over Si Hua, pinning his delicate frame flush against the silk mattress. The sheer difference in their physical strength was terrifyingly clear. Junting's large hands clamped around Si Hua's slender wrists, hauling them up and pinning them immovable above his head. "Get out!" Junting growled without looking away. The remaining servants instantly vanished like ghosts, pulling the heavy doors shut behind them. They were completely alone. Junting leaned down until his face was mere inches from Si Hua's. The prince's breath was hot against his ear, his voice a low, vibrating rumble that sent shivers racing down Si Hua's spine. "I care nothing for your family," Junting murmured, his words dripping with a dark, possessive obsession. His gaze dropped to Si Hua's trembling lips. "I care only for you. You are mine. Bound by blood, bound by my will." Beneath his collar, the magic of the obedient draft flared violently. A searing, pulsing heat that mirrored the feverish intensity in the prince's eyes. Si Hua gasped as the magical burn sank into his veins, melting away his resistance and leaving him terrifyingly exposed. He thought it had broken after Lian's demise. There was no gentleness left in the prince, only a desperate, consuming hunger. He took possession of Si Hua's lips in a bruising, breathless kiss, swallowing the scholar's weak cries. The heavy layers of their silk robes became a suffocating barrier that Junting impatiently tore away, exposing Si Hua's pale, trembling skin to the cool palace air. Every touch was a calculated punishment, designed to remind Si Hua exactly who owned him. Junting's large hands mapped the lines of Si Hua's delicate body, leaving trails of scorching heat wherever they lingered. The prince's kisses trailed down his jaw, his neck, marking the skin over his frantically beating heart. Si Hua squeezed his eyes shut, tears leaking from his lashes into the silk pillows. He twisted beneath the crushing weight, his breaths coming in shallow, helpless gasps. The sensory overload was maddening. The smell of sandalwood, the suffocating heat of the prince's skin against his own, the deep, rhythmic pulse of the blood covenant echoing in his ears. It was a terrifying, beautiful destruction. He hated him. He